2 perfect tens and an NCAA championship, Christine Peng-Peng Lee ended her career on top. But to climb meant to fight through every obstacle and see her body broken and rebuilt into something stronger.
Life is a grand adventure, and it throws you boulders and all sorts of adversity. And to be able to live life how Peng does is like Indiana Jones in The Great Adventure. How am I going to get around that boulder? Am I just going to blow it up and move on? How am I going to get around it?
The best athletes envision what they're going to do. No female gymnast in Canada has ever won a medal at the Olympics. And so as a young kid, you want it all. You're like, I want to be that person who makes Canada proud. And it really pushed me to dream and dream big.
When I tumble, I feel like I'm flying for about a second.
Peng excelled in competition, and by the age of 14, was one of the world's top gymnasts.
When you're younger, you think you're invincible. I didn't realize that all these injuries are possible. And then all of a sudden, my back was flaring up. It was getting to a point where I couldn't pick things up off the floor. I couldn't bend over, I couldn't really sit down without pain. And so I went to go see a back specialist, and he said, your spine is basically slipping. If it slips any further, you could become paralyzed.
Peng was forced to quit gymnastics and focus on strengthening her back. After a year away from the sport, she still dreamed of competing at the next level.
I really knew that if she could get back, she would be brilliant. She was naturally talented, she was effervescent, she had this positivity that she lived her life with. And I don't feel like I took a chance at all. When we made the offer, it was with the understanding that when you get your gymnastics skills back and when you're able to be an athlete again, we would love to have you here at UCLA.
I learned about John Wooden, I learned about the Pyramid of Success, and I learned about the way UCLA gymnastics worked, and I absolutely fell in love.
With her back stabilized, Peng began training for the 2012 Olympics before starting at UCLA.
I really want to win a medal, but I also want to have fun and enjoy the experience at the Olympics.
Then she suffered another blow.
I'm at nationals in Canada, and I tear my ACL. And I remember my whole world just stopped right then. All this hard work, and then it just was stopped. I was bawling.
Peng underwent ACL surgery to repair her knee and devoted her entire first season at UCLA to nursing it back to health before getting even more bad news.
During the year while I was rehabbing at UCLA, my knee felt really wobbly, and I had no idea why. Everyone was telling me, oh, no, it's just your knee's still adjusting, you're still stabilizing. So I continued to work out, and then all of a sudden my knee buckled, and so I got an MRI. The doctor had told me my ACL wasn't there. I said, what do you mean it's not there? And he said, look at the tissue, it basically disintegrated, and it was gone. I was mentally distraught because I had gone through a whole year of rehab to get to a point where I was back at square one.
A revision ACL reconstruction is not very common. Usually after a second ACL injury, many athletes will retire. And if you don't have both the athleticism and the mental toughness to get back, you're just not going to make it. Christine has an incredible competitive drive.
Throughout her career, Peng suffered a total of 7 major injuries in her back, her knees, and her hands. None were enough to keep her away from the sport she loved.
What I've learned from doing rehab over and over again is that you have to have a positive mindset. Anything that happens to me, I can get through. And it may not be the easiest way to get through, but I know that I will get through it.
We train about 4 hours a day. So imagine having an athlete in your gym that even though she's not able to be competing, she is doing her own strength and conditioning in here, helping out her teammates, having fun and lightening the mood and bringing the energy in a real positive, focused way. And she does that naturally.
Peng fought her way back to competition in 2015. She dominated on the uneven bars and the balance beam, earning All-America honors for both events. She was one of the country's best the following 2 seasons. This year, she was named the Pac-12 Gymnastics Scholar Athlete of the Year and scored 2 perfect tens to help UCLA win the national championship.
When she's on bars, she brings those bars to life. And when she's on balance beam, it's like she's a surfer bringing this magnificent wave to life. I've never met anybody that has the resilience that Peng has.
I couldn't have even dreamt of a better ending to my career. I wouldn't be here today if I didn't have all those injuries. Might have not won a national championship. I might not be on the route that I am today. I haven't regretted anything, and it just makes me me, and it adds to my story.